I hope so. I mean, I first kind of saw the beauty of that through what I've been doing with the Karama Arts Club. So places, I look for opportunities where I can do kind of group shows and bring local artists together. So one really good example is art is slowly coming down with the increase of AI and the ability for people to churn out whatever. I mean, I can see that teaching this at university level, the students and what they're surrounded by and what they're looking at as inspiration, the level is just generally kind of getting murkier and muddier and just not a life that needed to be injected into the Dubai art scene, primarily on the back of these mass-produced home decor sites. These are the reason why my own business, High Life, has struggled actually in the last few years, because they have flooded the market with these cheap home delivery prints, that are super cheap, and now they're churning them out with AI. Well, this is the big question. Certainly, they don't need galleries to make it and to create their own success. I guess it's about, if they can find their audience without. I mean, I think the most amazing journeys that I have witnessed of sort of the artists that I respect the most, the ones that have carved their own ways. There is space to work with that and to have fun with it and to actually raise the value of things like that.
Of course.
We're going into an age of AI where everybody will be able to create their own artwork, and so people want more control of what they're going to be doing. And if everyone can just create a piece of art easily with a touch of a button or a voice command.
Hi everyone, and I am very excited today to have a beautiful special guest. And today we'll be joined by Clare. She is a digital artist and she's having this beautiful art gallery and has amazing accolades to her career. And we're going to introduce our guest. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Clare, you have a beautiful background of so many things that you are doing. So just please introduce yourself.
I will, yes. I mean, so many things is the right word. So I came over here 19 years ago to work in advertising. My background is graphic design, so I studied that at university in the UK. I did 7 years in a big advertising agency in Dubai, which kind of burnt me out. I don't know if you know advertising, it's kind of very intense kind of job. It becomes your life. So after that stint, I then wanted to kind of break free on my own, and I designed a collection of posters about Dubai and Abu Dhabi for expats.
Gorgeous.
It was actually an idea I had during the advertising years for Dubai Metro, but they weren't interested in this idea. So when I left, I thought, I'll do it myself, and it was kind of tongue-in-cheek satire for about looking at the expat kind of lifestyle, all the kind of Dubaiisms and privileges that expats have, and I launched that, and it was quite successful, called High Life Dubai, and over the last now nearly 11 years that was running as my main business.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I want you to share with us this amazing, successful poster business and the Luz Gallery.
Yeah, so that was what I have been doing, and where I am now is kind of bringing that poster business to a close. I will continue to sell them, but I'm not going to be concentrating on them, and instead I am launching a new platform called Luz Gallery, which is an online gallery for digital artists and all other artists to sit in the kind of space between the kind of mass-produced home decor. There's quite a few of these companies now in Dubai, but kind of in between that and the kind of white cube gallery space, we have a lot of those also in Dubai. So I think there's this space that is empty for the taking, and that's where Luz Gallery will be. And I'm very excited because it's something that when I started the poster business 10 years ago, I wish there was a platform like this. It would have really helped me at the time. So I'm kind of building that with my experience in mind for young up-and-coming digital artists.
So for the artists who would like their paintings to be displayed, how do you plan to, because I know that there's this beautiful place that you're going to be having.
Currently, this is kind of separate, but I'm going to be launching it in Alserkal Avenue. At the moment, we are a bunch of us as creative people and kind of artists, filmmakers, musicians. We have taken over one of the warehouses in Alserkal Avenue as part of their blank space initiative. They put an open call out just after kind of the situation happened where some of the businesses were leaving and they had these empty spaces. So they put an open call out and they very generously offered this space to the end of May. So we're all kind of camping out in there and collaborating and just bringing the community together, and it's amazing. So I'm looking forward to launching this while we have that space, because I've got access to all these artists and also a great platform and a place for them to come.
It's going to be one amazing place. With beautiful gathering of all these skilled practitioners and artists coming together and putting up something magnificent.
Yeah, you should come. We're launching officially. We're actually called Rooted. This is like this. It's like 5 communities all together. I also have founded one of these communities called Karama Arts Club. I know you said earlier you've done so many things, but it all does feed into the story of how Loose Gallery is being launched. So Karama Arts Club is Dubai's first non-profit civil association for creatives, independent creatives in Dubai, because a lot of kind of artists or freelancers, designers, they can be working alone. They'll have contracts, or commissions, jobs, but then they'll be back to, running their business from home. So the idea was, especially after COVID, was to kind of create something which could bring us all together in a really neutral territory. Because there's lots of tribes and cliques and things in Dubai, but I wanted this one to be completely neutral, where we invite all these characters, all these different kind of creative communities down to meet on a kind of neutral territory. And so that's been growing over the last few years, which is another way that I've managed to meet so much talent, which I'm looking forward to then kind of inviting them to join Loose Gallery. So with the Karama Arts Club, we are one of the communities in this blank space. And we've called ourselves Rooted. So it's about the connection to the city.
Organically.
This is our kind of organising idea of how we kind of presented ourselves to Alserkal. So you'll have to come down and visit. We're in Rooted.
I love that place.
34.
I just love it for so many reasons, for good food, for and it's, I think, the best place for artists, But Claire, I want to ask you, if the High Life was already working phenomenally, right, and you came to and created this Loose Gallery. So
yeah, I think because 10 years of doing a business, it's a nice amount of time. I think that anyone that runs a business, I don't know, but for me, especially as a creative person, I was ready for a new challenge, and I wanted to kind of bring the High Life posters into a fresh context. So that kind of was part of it as well. How can I kind of relaunch these with a better platform, but also, kind of mix this together with getting more talent onto the same platform. So this is kind of where it came from. I also, it's about also kind of embracing technological change. With High Life, I had a lot of people over the years always asking me for commissions and personalizations, just small tweaks of these posters that would create an even deeper kind of connection to the artwork, because a lot of my customers, they're buying these posters because they connect with the city. It's kind of a deeper kind of insight into their expat experience here, and so a lot of them are bought as leaving gifts. So with that in mind, I thought, well, why don't I try and build some technology that would allow customers to kind of tweak things on the posters that could then, they could add, the dates that they were here or their address or certain things, or they could bring like different images. Yeah. So I kind of started developing that. I called it originally High Life Remix. I ran it for about 6 months and I learned a lot of lessons through that sort of trial phase. And then I thought, okay, I think this needs to be bigger because I don't want to be just changing my posters. I think that it could be a lot bigger and it could be a lot freer and it could just have a lot more legs.
It was like something missing you found.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely, I think the idea of like the personalization and customization and collaboration with collector with artist, I think is a really interesting new place to be. So, as an independent creative,
how do you like following your passion, and then also what I loved before the show when you were mentioning that you would really like to give the opportunity to the freelance artists, right? Because sometimes it's a lot of, of course, it has to do with aristocracy and high taste and a completely separate high-end caliber, and you have kind of bought a beautiful fusion, and you are empowering a lot of people who cannot find the right platform to exhibit their works.
Yeah, I think what you're talking about is like the existing art world, right? With these kind of lofty, grand,
of course,
huge amounts of money invested, and a lot of it could be about hiding funds and all the kind of things that the very expensive artworks allow people to do. That's another story. But with that in mind, yes, this is from my own experience of making it as an independent creative without any gallery backing, without being part of this art world. This is what I want to offer young artists and emerging artists, a platform to create their own journey, to test their own artworks, to reach their own audiences, and to expand on what they're already building. So a lot of the artists I want to get on board, they will be independent thinkers. They will be not bothered about, being in the galleries, and so they want to build their own journey.
Yes.
And that's what I want to support. And I want to make it as easy as possible for them to test artworks, find their audience, see if it works. If it doesn't, we can do more, trial and error, in a really easy way for them. So that's kind of the dream.
That's amazing. So how would you describe, Claire, a loose gallery to someone who's not heard of it?
So it's an online gallery, but also part kind of, I like to say, play site. So when you come onto the gallery, you're going to see a lot of work that is really kind of individuals with their own point of view. It's going to be really curated with artists that have a kind of rebellious spirit and are doing things in their own way. There's also the option of customizing some of these artworks. So not all of them, but some of them will be editable, which is kind of why the loose gallery came about too. So artists that have chosen to kind of release parts of the artwork that they are happy with people changing. So for instance, say they have an abstract artist that perhaps would like to release some of the parts of her or his paintings or digital prints to allow for the collector to choose the colours in the artwork. Perhaps that could work, for interior designers.
Absolutely.
Or it could fit with your decor. It's definitely not something that is usually respected or wanted by artists. There's a very famous sort of scene in the Basquiat movie where he's like, I'm not making art to, match your sofa. And he was really angry at one of his clients wanting him to put more green in it or something. But I feel like there is space to work with that and to have fun with it and to actually raise the value of things like that.
Of course.
We're going into an age of AI where everybody will be able to create their own artwork. And so people I want more control of what they're going to be doing. And if everyone can just create a piece of art easily with a touch of a button or a voice command, why not take back some of that control and make that work for the artist and the collector?
You know, Claire, because me coming from an interior design background, I was so interested in this new wave that you are trending and bringing in, because of course when we are there to design a room, obviously there's a certain theme, certain lines that we need to follow, and if this can be the innovation, it would make our life like a bespoke, tailor-made, customized piece of art for your spaces.
Yeah, that would be the dream. I think that interior designers are definitely an area that this could work really well for.
Yes.
That gives you flexibility to kind of work it without being home decor. It gives you the flexibility to fit with your interior design, but without being just a kind of like home decor addition. Still giving value to the artist, and still having meaning in the art. So it's a brand new concept, and it's my job to give this value and meaning.
Yes, and also at the same time preserving its authenticity.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So when we talk about the wave of collectors, who are they?
I would say these are kind of younger collectors. These are the collectors that I would be attracting onto Loose Gallery. Younger sort of generation. They've grown up online. They don't want just these home decor mass-produced prints, but they also perhaps don't want the price tags of these kind of gallery white cube pieces. So they want something that's collectible. They also want something with cultural meaning, and they're more interested in storytelling, like identity of the artist, the cultural representation that it has, why is it being made, and I think they also are more flexible with what a piece that can be collected actually is. So it's not necessarily just a canvas anymore, or a painting. It
very
could be
meaningful to their heart.
Exactly, it's got to be meaningful, but it could be an object, a toy, a garment, something else. So it's about embracing that as well. Art doesn't have to be just on a canvas. I think that nowadays the collecting and the meaning can be more than that.
Yes. And why are people moving away? What do you think, Claire, from traditional towards generic prints?
Well, I think the generic home decor prints, they're very popular because, especially in somewhere like Dubai, which is transient, so people, set up shop here, they move here, they want to create their interiors quite quickly, so these are cheap art to put on the wall. But I think for people that have been here for longer that want to have something more meaningful, then this is the perfect entry point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, they won't be deprived of it, because when you go towards the traditional, everything is so costly, because especially now with the younger wave moving, and changing so many destinations, and Dubai being one of those beautiful places where people from anywhere and everywhere come together, can also enjoy the beauty of art.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of response it will have.
Yes.
Because I think that there's a space for it, and I think that places like Dubai are hungry for it. We've had lots of expats that have, like us included, have been here now for nearly 20 years.
Yes.
Lots of people that have kind of rooted, they're not going anywhere, they're kind of, this is
found
home.
their home.
Yeah, so they're ready to kind of, invest a little bit more than just your quick home decor pieces. And
also, I love, Claire, that you have made this beautiful works of art more accessible, and or just how, it's just them having this place that they can, number one, not just connect with one particular artist, but a collector group of them.
I hope so. I first kind of saw the beauty of that through what I've been doing with the Karama Arts Club. So places, I look for opportunities where I can do kind of group shows and bring local artists together. So one really good example was last November at Design Week Marketplace. So in D3 there's the big design kind of festival,
yes.
and so we had a booth, and we had about 20 local artists all sharing their work. We did an open call, it was curated, and it was such a fantastic moment for all of us involved, and it made me realize that, you know, Dubai is hungry for this.
Yes.
Like, it was, our booth was packed, people were coming down,
Wow.
people were selling, you know, great things, and because we're all together, there's strength in, you know, in these
Yes.
group shows. So that's what I'm really keen to keep moving forward with, and especially with what we're doing in Rooted as well. It needs this now.
And you know, I feel in today's time with a bit of economic turmoil and, you know, some new wave, you're also bringing a lot of knowledge, creativity, and sense of art among the masses, right? You're bringing this awareness. You're introducing them to something so valuable that they feel like, you know, most of them are on screens, or especially the younger generations, which is why there's so many issues of depression or lack of socialization, or not exploring their inner skills of, you know, going towards what they have a flair for.
Yeah, totally. And I think the best way to inspire, like, Gen Z to get off their phones and be creative are other Gen Z that are doing it already.
Yes.
You know, so a lot of the people on the Loose Gallery are going to be Gen Z. And they're the people that I teach. I teach at university part-time. I'm visiting lecturer, and these are the people that inspire me.
Yes.
And so they're the best people to inspire everyone else in their generation as well.
Amazing. And you're in the midst of this beautiful young generation, and I think you are very connected, and you actually know what they're thinking, their setup. I would rather call you the connector.
I just think I never grew up. I'm just very immature.
Did you always have that artist flair in you?
Yeah, I've always been kind of like arty. Although I went to quite a kind of strict academic school where art wasn't really championed that much. So I only did it for my art A level. I didn't do it for sort of GCSE, so I did it last minute.
Amazing.
And then I went on to do graphic design. It's something that I'm so thankful for. It's given me such an amazing career.
Your true calling.
Yeah, it's just so lovely to do something that you really enjoy every day. It's such a blessing. And so this is what I really want to help young designers and artists to try, because it is very risky when you're young to do this route. I mean, I was lucky because graphic design then was still a very, you know, a good career choice if you want to be an arty person, because you get, you know, it's commercial art. Now, you know, with AI and,
yes,
you know, it's threatened, right? So graphic designers may not have the illustrious career that we used to. So with that, I don't encourage Gen Z to be going out alone. I would be scared for them because of what's happening with AI. So with this platform, I hope that they can have, you know, the real jobs for a while, get themselves sorted, and then they can try their art and sell it in a no-brainer platform without any risks. I want to be ordering like print-to-order models, so they don't have to, print lots of art up front. They can do limited editions, but we'll do a print-to-order model because I have that all in place with my production guys and delivery and couriers, all of this stuff they don't have to worry about. So they can get it going on the side. And that's kind of what I want to offer them.
Phenomenal. And, you know, I feel that you're making a very important, valuable contribution towards making that transition from the traditional towards, with all the AI and the technologies and with the fast-paced world. You know, you're bringing this beautiful niche platform.
Hopefully. I mean, it will certainly be niche because it's going to be.
No, I think it's going to be massive.
Own.
I can't wait because so also, does giving people control make it feel risky from an artist point of view?
Yeah, it's definitely a risky situation.
But you're going to be the
I mean, we've got things
moderator.
like Canva, we've got all these kind of design editors, which is essentially what I've built for the artworks. And with that, you've got every kind of every kind of person can now create art, create design with a touch of a button, which means that the visual landscape is kind of flooded with very average, kind of below average, mindless, excessive, art and design. So the value of, visual art is slowly coming down with the increase of AI and the ability for people to churn out whatever. I mean, I can see that teaching this at university level, the students and what they're surrounded by and what they're looking at as inspiration, the level is just generally kind of getting murkier and muddier and just not, it's not how it used to be. So with that in mind, it's a challenge, but it's something that I'm really looking forward to, is how can we bring the value of this collaboration and this kind of, being able to move the art, change the art, fusion between collector and artist. How can we make that have meaning and tell a kind of new story, but without losing the value and also without having, allowing that to create bad choices, because I think it's going to be the artist of what they're going to release, so they can choose, okay, what could work well. So you can actually have full control with what actually can be changed. So you still have some control, the artist will still have some control, so the end product will still be decent, it's just got more flexibility, which is a brand new kind of concept, and it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of works.
Claire, in your times, who was your favorite artist or painter?
I mean, I mentioned him earlier, but probably Basquiat, because he's got this kind of sort of
inspiration from.
It's the kind of like the freedom on the canvas and the kind of the rebellious attitude. I also love a British artist called Rose Wiley, who's in her 90s, who also has this wild abandon on the canvas where she just, I mean, her paintings are just something else. She breaks all the rules in the same way that Basquiat does. I love artists that break all the rules, and that's the kind of artist I'm looking for the Loose Gallery. The rebels,
the personification of this theme.
Absolutely, and that have their own voice and that don't care and do not follow any kind of art trends or what they should be doing. Yeah, that's who I'm looking for.
I think your students love you because you're so you're so out there to help them bring out their best.
Yeah,
definitely. Like skill set and flair towards art. And there was a lot of time that art kind of dies out, or with so much distractions, you're bringing it to life. You're bringing it alive, aligned with today's mindset.
I think, there's definitely a life that needed to be injected into the Dubai art scene, primarily on the back of these mass-produced home decor sites. These are the reason why my own business, High Life, has struggled actually in the last few years, because they have flooded the market with these cheap home delivery prints, that are super cheap, and now they're churning them out with AI, and they're churning out vintage posters with AI. I mean, I see them, and it's just these huge warehouses.
It's a disappointment.
It's just a disappointment to the art scene, but also it means that it kind of almost saturates and ruins that kind of space. There were mass-produced art shops that were really nice, but I think even they have been threatened by these competitors that are ruining it for people. So I think that now is the time to open up that space above it.
Claire, what does success look like for Loose Gallery?
I would say an ecosystem that works for young artists. When I start to see people being able to make sales and reach their audience, that's the initial success route for the first year. I think that also to see this new model come out, so if this is going to work with loose art and moving it around and have the customization, if that can work as well, that's going to be a success. I think it's, for me, the business plan is to, every year is a different stepping stone, and it's got different objectives every year. So the first year is to kind of get proof of concept for this.
Familiarization.
Yeah.
I think you can invite some heavy artists from outside. There can be so many things done. And I love you as being championing this project, because you know it so well. Like, you know the traditional side to it, and also the freedom and adaptability to bring the new generation towards the right standard.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be curating it. It's going to be a high standard, but there's so much talent that I keep meeting every day. So I get so excited when I meet a new artist. So things like what we're doing in Rooted in the warehouse, already I've met 5 new artists in just the last 3 days, where I think, wow, I would love them to be on board.
Are they? I know they're from all over the world, but any more particular nationalities?
I guess it's kind of cross-section of Dubai. So I guess a lot of Indians, really good talent. A lot of, where else? I mean, thinking of my students, it's kind of cross-section, but quite a few Eastern Europeans and where else? South Americans. It's just a mixed bag. There's not so many Europeans at my university, I have to say, but then there are in Karama Arts Club. So it's just I really couldn't say.
Yes, but you have been part of the arts in And one more thing, Claire, do you think that artists need galleries anymore?
Well, this is the big question. Certainly, they don't need galleries to make it and to create their own success. I guess it's about, if they can find their audience without. I mean, I think the most amazing journeys that I have witnessed of sort of the artists that I respect the most, the ones that have carved their own ways, that are perhaps more sort of street artists. So you've got some very famous examples Shepard Fairey, Banksy, Quoz. They all started doing their own thing, completely on their own journey, but then they've all ended up in, some of the highest, priced artworks in these amazing galleries, huge projects. So the galleries will come to them, the art world will come to them. That's, I think, the most incredible journey you can go on.
But I think that it's very challenging. I mean, not anyone can do this, right? Starting something from scratch or having your own way, it's so much effort. It is terribly overwhelming. I mean, I would find your platform so welcoming and so because it's the job taken care of, right? And when you know that the ideology and then the authenticity is intact, I would just blindly, I would focus on my art creation than the marketing side.
Yeah, I love that you say that. I think the trust with the artists is paramount to the success of this. And I'm so lucky through the Karama Arts Club to have met amazing talent who I think trust me. And they are talented, so they're going to start seeding it, and hopefully others will see that, this loose gallery is not going to be fleecing them with, heavy gallery takings, and it's going to work really well for them. So the trust is very important.
Of course, and you have been here in Dubai for so long, and you are tuned to the style and the taste of the people here, and you can understand them so well. And your place is so beautiful, where you will be having your takeoff. So, is the idea of making it outdated, Claire?
It's a good question. It's hard. I mean, I think it's all about how you define success as well. I mean, for me personally, this is probably a difficult question for me, because for me personally, I define success not with huge monetary value or material possessions, but with nailing the fine art of the balance of life. So like I think life is about balance of all the different things that make you happy, and that's different for everyone. But for me, getting that balance right is the key to my happiness, and I think that happiness is surely the best indicator of success. Like I have friends that are, you know, just happy people, and they're happy with their lot, and they don't kind of, you know, crave huge kind of monetary successes, even though they're not badly off. But I think,
they're content.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I guess making it, you know, if you ask an artist what making it, that would be different for everyone. It could be, you know, some want to be world famous artists, some want to be making art every day. They don't care who sees it or cares who buy it. So I think it's all a very individual journeys. But yeah, I think, yeah, for artists, I would say it's more important to have like be happy, because otherwise you can't create the art you want to create.
Yes. Coming to my next question are the collectors becoming more interested in the background story than the artwork itself?
Yeah, I think some are. And I think that is just where we are with kind of the access to the artist. It's expected now, you know, through online channels, social media, people that buy the art, they want a connection to the actual artist. It's always been the case, but it's just being dialed up because you get this window into their lives and it's expected. But yeah, I think it can be difficult, you know, if you're constantly having to share your life rather than your work. I mean, this is the kind of leading on to kind of social media and the impact that has in this kind of relationship of artist and work. Yeah.
And, you know, honestly, I think that, again, it is everybody's unique perspective and how it just works for them. You know, something might work really well for me and contrary for you. So, but the most important thing is providing them the platform, the open field, the base, the structure, the standard, and then allowing everyone to explore and move within that further. I honestly see this going to Abu Dhabi and, you know, like different museums and becoming really big, because this is the kind of entry that everyone is looking for. And there's so many red tapes or different kind of barriers for some very, very skilled people from entering into this art world.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I love the idea of being able to kind of expand it into different, you know, places like Abu Dhabi. The idea of loose, I also like, 'cause it's about, you know, being loose with these ideas of what is a gallery, what is, like, we're so used to this white cube situation, but this is why I wanted to call it loose, to kind of completely break all of that apart, and look for new ways of exhibiting art, new ways of finding audiences, new places, to have exhibitions that are not a gallery at all, but something completely different. So this is going to be really exciting. I think it just, the brand is so loose in itself that it's going to open up.
I know, it's just
it's
going
like
to
freedom.
make its own vibe, very, very trending and very fast.
I hope so.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see.
And you being linked to the generation as well, you know, and I'm sure that, you know, the students find you so open and not like, you know, someone who's very rigid in their perspective. And what they want is someone who can understand them at their level.
Yeah.
And provide them that open space.
Yeah, I remember it well. I feel like it wasn't that long ago for me, although it was quite a while ago now, but it's still fresh. I still remember it, my whole journey very vividly from 25 years ago. So yeah, remember all the things that were difficult.
Amazing. Claire, do you want to share your final message to the audience, and where can we find you, your social links? We're going to have all of that in our podcast description.
Brilliant. I would say for any creatives that would love to join the community, Karama Arts Club is the first place to kind of join, because it's about bringing everyone that's independent creatives together, even entrepreneurs, anyone that's just doing their own thing, creating their own path. So that's karamaartsclub.com or Karama Arts Club on socials, but the link will be there. And then Loose Gallery, it's going to be officially launched. We're doing the kind of onboarding at the end of May. So I would say June is the time to go and then check it out properly when some of the artists will be on there and it will be up and running. So that's loosegallery.com. And there'll be socials as well.
And I want you to share something again. I'm sorry, but I would like you to reiterate again about what are they looking for in Loose Gallery? What is it all going to be about?
It's going to be about creative freedom outside of the white cube gallery, but creating meaningful connection for collectors that are looking for meaningful connection with the artists, championing local creative talent that need a platform to be able to get out there. So there's going to be amazing talent on there that maybe wouldn't necessarily have reached the audience. So this is the main thing, and it's a play site. Like the website is super fun. Like you go on it, you're like, what is this? It's like it's just a visual kind of fun playground. You can, all of the artists are going to be on there, huge like pages. So each artist will have their full kind of page, and they'll have autonomy over what that page looks like with these big banners, and you can change the colors of the website with it's kind of customizable, and the logo is loose and it's dynamic. So yeah,
wow,
exciting is the word, probably, hopefully.
Yes, I think I'm already charged up and I can't wait to come to the location. Can you share it again?
So if you want to come down in the next month, please come down to Warehouse 34. We are rooted, so we're 5 communities, but I'll be there. I'll be launching Loose Gallery from there on the 27th, Wednesday 27th. I hope that's the right date. If not, I'll have to check that my calendar's not out. It's the Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And yeah, come down, come and see the art, because some of these artists will be in the gallery. So yeah, do come down and see the art on the walls. We've got loads of murals, workshops. We've got a whole program of events going on for the next month.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Claire. I just had such a nice time discussing this beautiful thing. I just wish that I could dive into being an artist, but
you could try on. You could
no,
get
but
a
at least I can definitely come down for my interior projects.
For sure,
right?
Definitely.
And definitely have it as the one go-to place when it comes to decorating different places and spaces of my projects.
Absolutely.
Yes. So it's another good place for the interior designers in UAE and Dubai to come and visit and have a look at, a completely unique vibe trending that can give. I think it's honestly, we cannot undermine the value of these art pieces and paintings, that it brings a completely different level of effect in the house.
Yeah, totally. I can't wait to see what kind of collaborations will happen between interior designers and artists. Yes. That's excitement for me. What can happen, because it's completely new.
Are you think you're going to introduce artifacts or some models?
So some of the artists that are going to be on board, they make toys and little models, which are super cool. They're collectible items as well.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. It's not going to be just art on canvas. It could be different types of things. There's also going to be clothing, like t-shirt. There's a loose fit studio of oversized t-shirts and bags, and you can customize those to kind of work with your style. And we'll invite artists to kind of make bags and t-shirts and things. So lots of different kind of collectibles.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, we'll do drops, things like that.
Amazing. Well, you have found your place. and just grab a coffee and come to her, the warehouse number?
Warehouse 34.
34.
Yeah, till the end of May.
All right.
Yeah, I'd love to see you all.
All right, Claire, thank you so much.
Thank you, Samira.
And
Great.
had a wonderful conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed. And take care and see you in the next episode.
Thanks.